educator at Lumenswap and also the creator of Boring Crypto. Today I'm going to talk to you about custom pairs. But first off, I mean, how exciting is everything now with Lumenswap? We've had a fantastic weekend where the rewards have been paid out for those people that have been hodling more than 10,000 LSP tokens. You guys have all got 1.64% return, which is awesome. I'm super pleased to be part of that club. And then there's also the traders reward, and the traders reward this month has been 100 prizes of 12,500 LSP, which is, by today's reckoning in dollar value, over $1,000 US. 1,000 US dollars prizes, 100 of those. We've given away around about 100 or plus $100,000 in this weekend to traders alone. And then there's also the 1.64% we've given away as well. More than 3 million LSP tokens have been given away. Then we've got the L Bank exchange listing, more than a 1 billion daily volume exchange. And we've also got the P2P B2B exchange listing today. Wow, it's all happening, and we are hurtling fast towards the time when the Protocol 18 is voted on by validators. We're hoping that's going to be a unanimous yes decision, and we're going to see this influx of liquidity to the Stellar network. I'm just really pumped. I'm so excited about what the next 12 months holds. I'm not even talking about, anything like our wallet or, having our lending client that's going to be built out. The development side at Lumenswap are working round the clock, making sure this is a perfect platform as far as possible, where everything is going to be on time, working right, and it's going to be a real joy to be part of this community. So let me talk to you about adding custom pairs. And the reason that we're going to add custom pairs is because the Stellar network allows us, basically the technology allows us to have these SDEXs, so Stellar decentralized exchanges, so you can swap different assets on the Stellar network. Right, but with Lumenswap, and some people have said to me, Ben, what's so special about Lumenswap? We can do all this stuff anyway. It's built into Stellar. The reason that Lumenswap's so cool is because we're building on top of, imagine it as an application layer. We're building, obviously, the lending client AMMs. We're building the swap and the spot and everything. It's sitting on top of that, amazing, lightning fast, super cheap network that is Stellar. So we have this kind of, you imagine a carriage of a train sat on the train track. That's what we are at Lumenswap. We're building out that carriage to be something that is going to be really awesome over the next 12 or 18 months. So when we pull in these custom pairs, they already exist. They already exist out there on the Stellar network. What we're doing is we are pulling them in so we can see a bit of the chart, we can see some of the data around that, and we can then have that on our own user interface on Lumenswap, and makes life a little bit easier for us, should we have bespoke taste in tokens that's not mainstream. Another question that I often get is, how come there's not more pairs that have been added? We are wanting to officially add pairs as we go down our roadmap line. So we're going to be adding them. We're going to be speaking to the team, seeing if they are in unison with us, if their philosophies are shared, and we think that they bring value to the table, then we will be adding them. We want our partners to be strong. We want our partners to work in unity. We do not want people to be squabbling and falling out and we're better than you. We want people to be raising each other up like a high tide, and we are all boats. Yeah, we want to be raising everyone around us, and that's the reason why we will be selective with our partners moving forward and the pairs that we put in as official pairs. But that doesn't stop you from adding these custom assets. we're going to use a tool here. The tool is going to be Stellar Expert, and that allows us to drill into the Stellar blockchain, all sorts of different information such as asset issuers, hodlers, all of this stuff, wallets. We can go and have a look at that should we wish. So as I whiz across onto the Stellar Expert, as you can see, it's a screen packed full of data. So if you're looking to go granular and really drill into all of the information, it's all here for you. You can find out all of like different daily volumes and you know, how many trust lines and all sorts of different cool stuff. So what we're going to do is we're just going to look for a couple of tokens. That's all we want to do today. The first one of these I'm going to look for, just picking one out of the thin air, is XLMG. So we're going to be looking for this. And we're just going to search in the token ticker in the top box. Here we go. We can see the search results. Be aware, guys, there's so many scammers around. Yeah, scammers are everywhere in crypto. In fact, everywhere that there's finance, there's scammers. People trying to get your hard-earned off you. So all I would say is when you come down here, just have a look, yeah, at the one that is, you know, generally the biggest amount of trust lines, the biggest amount of payments, biggest amount of trades. Now, this won't work for you when an asset is new because they'll all be very small. And you can see here, you could easily get tripped up, couldn't you, with a couple of these. But what we are doing is we're going to have a look and we're going to compare it several different ways. One of them is to go across over to their Telegram and their Twitter. You know, is this the correct asset issuer? Can you tell me the right one? I've seen that question so many times every day, which is great. You guys are doing your due diligence, making sure you're getting the right one, checking with the admins, checking with the team that you've got the right asset issuer before you're going and trading on that pair. So you can see here, as they get more established and more mature, that you generally find that it's the one with the most trust lines, etc. Right? So we're going to go with this one because we know Stellar Gold's been around for some time. We're going to click onto here. As we click onto here, you'll see at the top is asset issued by, and then we've got this number. Now, that's called a contract address on other networks. For Stellar, it's called asset issuer. So we're just going to click onto that, and it's going to open up this long series of numbers and letters, right? So we're going to take this, and we're going to copy that. When we've copied that, we're going to come across, because we want to have this as our trading pair, so we're going to come across onto our Lumenswap. This would be the user interface that you'll be met with when you put in lumenswap.io. Yeah, and then when we launch app and we click that button there, it pulls us across default to the swap. Well, but we actually want to go on to the spot. So we're going to click onto the spot here, and it always opens up with XLM USDC. I hope in the future, we spoke to the dev team to be actually having LSP as an asset here, right, against XLM. Makes sense, doesn't it? It's just something that we need to tinker with on the dev side so that this pulls up our own native asset as the default, okay? We'll be looking at that in the future, don't you worry. If we click onto the little drop-down menu, you can see at the bottom, we've got a custom pair, right? So we can add this custom pair very simply just by clicking. So the base asset code here, right, for me, I always tend to put the bigger of the two in terms of liquidity, volume, that sort of thing as the base asset, but it's all to do with like the trading pair, okay? So that's just how I normally go about it. We're going to put in the code, so the second one, so this is going to be XLMG. When I say code, I mean the ticker, right? And then the asset issuer, from what we've just pulled up, is going to be pulled into the bottom one there. Again, we can rattle across and we come across onto here. Beg your pardon. We can check this off. So, you know, like check the first three if you want. GCV, 3YH. When we come back here, GCV, 3YH, and we're happy that that's gone in correctly, because there is some phishing software out there that can actually change, even when you copy and paste, it can change that copy and paste from when you copy it to when you paste it, and it pastes a different one in. So just be mindful of that you are checking that's correct when you put it in there. Right, is this native? No, it's not XLM, right? It's XLMG, so we don't need to tick the box. Right here, we've got the base asset. So we come back across and we say to ourselves, all right then, which one now do we want to, in fact, I've got another one open, I think, yep, perfect. Which one do we want to be pairing? And I'm thinking, well, I'm going to go with Brave. Yeah, another token. So we're going to click on, and again, come down here, we can see this one's obviously standing out as the one with the most trust lines. It's got the most payments and the most trades, but be warned, double and triple check on their socials, website, etc. that it's the right one. This is just purely for demonstration purposes only. We're going to click on issued by. We're once again going to pull up our asset issuer, copy. We're coming back across. Now we can see, so we've got the two. Is it native asset? No, it's not XLM. I'll put that in the wrong box. So let me just pull that out. Do beg your pardon. We need to put the Brave in the top box. My speed's catching up with me. Okay, and we're going to go there. So now you can see I've got Brave and XLMG, and we're just going to hit the add pair. And when that pair's added, we can come to here. We can come down. And you will see there's a little bit of action on the chart there, but very, very little, because I don't imagine this to be a high liquidity pair. But what I'm doing is I'm just showing you, you can pull whichever assets that you want off the or the tokens off the Stellar network, and you can pair them together for your own purposes should you wish to be looking at trading between the two. So that's how you do it. And then when you go to your little drop down menu, as you can see, they get added at the bottom. So that's great for your experience. And if we click onto this other one that I've added, you can see it's the same sort of thing. Yeah, we can see the order book, we can see the sells, we can see the buys. And again, that can, at the moment, there can be glitches in there, so we just need to be mindful when we're looking at that as well. But all of these things are going to be ironed out as we move forward. Just make sure that all of the numbers equate. This is looking okay at the moment, but sometimes, you know, it can be it can show like a false number, so just don't get hoodwinked, you know, by when you're about to trade, because you need to be making sure the amount and the totals and the prices are all equating, right? Double check that as well. If you want to double check that, you can come across to the actual Stellar Expert again, go back, and then you can have a look at the price, and you can see the price here, and then you can mirror that price against the price that you're getting. Okay, so I just want you to kind of understand, it's not to do with Lumenswap. There can just be little glitches in the system, so I would just double check your pricing all the time as well, making sure that it is the right price that is there in the order books. Okay, so that's very, very simple. Now lastly, if we come back, if we go on to the swap, we can also add assets that aren't currently on Lumenswap, which is fabulous. So we've got XLM, we want to trade maybe against XLMG. If we come down here and we go, XLMG is not here as an official partner token. So if it's not here, then we need to add it. So we're going to click onto the add, and once again, we're going to put in the XLMG, and then we need to put the asset issuer code. Well, we know, because we've been here, that this is the one. And then we can put it here like that, and once again swoop over here, pop it in, the asset issuer code for XLMG. We're adding that asset's now in. So if we connected to a wallet, let's have a look at connecting a wallet. Use our tutorial wallet, the freighter. So if we wanted to swap, we can get a price pulled in, yeah, from the swap. So you can see here, this is giving us 138 XLMGs for every XLM. It's just pulled it in automatically for us, but I've pulled that in. So that data's been drawn across by Horizon, which is like a piece of technology that will look at the prices of different tokens within the Stellar ledger. So there we go. That's pretty much how you add on the swap, how you add pairs on the spot. I hope it's been useful to you. Please, 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 just proceed with caution if you're new. I'm always here on the Twitter and the Telegram to answer your questions. I would sooner answer 100 questions than 2 people get scammed, right? Because you haven't, been paying attention fully. So, it's my job as an educator to stop you getting scammed, to give you the skills to make your journey with Lumenswap as frictionless as possible. Yeah, and that you can then be out there raving about how good Lumenswap is, rather than having a bad taste in your mouth because you've done something wrong and the human errors come in and you've lost funds. We do not want to see that. We want to see you making fat gains on your crypto journey. Cheers, guys. All the best. I look forward to speaking to you again very soon.